very big news. Probably like in my lifetime, this is one of the like. I'm sure there's been bigger news, but this is a big deal because like this is. I feel like this has been a argument for like all 3 decades of my life, and it's finally something's happening. Is the Washington whatever's are going to change their name. The football team in Washington D.C. is changing their name officially. How do you guys
Yeah.
feel about that?
So old name as of today, Washington Redskins, which is horrible. That's horrendous. That probably shouldn't have been a name in the 90s, let alone throughout everything that's been going on like the past 4 years in general. Yeah, long overdue. What do you think, Steven?
Yeah, I mean, you guys took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. That's what happens
It's hard to be like,
when you
no,
go last.
we need to keep the name.
It's really difficult. I remember a couple of years ago, I think I was talking to you, Lex, and I even said like, I'm going to refuse to acknowledge the Redskins name. I'm just going to refer to them as Washington. But that even became very hard to do after a while, and you just refer to them as their name. And I remember when we were playing Madden this year. Remember, I was like, I'm gonna do a franchise with the Washington Redskins, and I'm gonna change their name and relocate them. So it seems like, yeah, they're finally gonna do it. They probably, once FedEx said we're no longer gonna be affiliated if you have that name, and Amazon's not gonna sell their merchandise, like
they hit them in the pockets,
right? And
your FBI agent was like, "Hey, Redskins, this guy's onto something. You should probably change your name." As you're playing your Madden.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Like, has it hit you guys yet, or how do you think this is gonna be handled?
Well, I mean, you hit us with this 10 minutes before we were going to start recording, so I'm still trying to process it a little bit here.
I'm happy.
It's very exciting. It's going to be basically like a brand new team.
Yeah.
New logo. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll switch the color scheme up, right? Like, it's just, it's exciting.
It's just crazy. Like, I don't know how to put this, but like, as when I got into basketball, and the Supersonics went to Oklahoma City and became the Thunder, that was probably within a decade of me watching basketball. So like the Sonics, I bet you if people have been watching the Sonics for decades and seeing the Sonics, they were probably like, man, that's something that I'm very familiar. Like, we're very familiar, not saying in a good way, but we're very familiar with that the Washington Redskins are a team in the NFC East, and they play the Cowboys, they play all these teams, and it's going to be like crazy that I don't know if they're going to be able to make this happen by fall. Like, the NFL season starts in 2 months. Like, if they're going to be able to just change everything, change their logo, change their colors, change everything, and it's going to be a very, very interesting process to watch. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited that they changed the Redskins name, and I'm very excited to see what they come up with. Do you guys have any ideas for the new Washington name?
I'll if I had a guess, this is my like over under Vegas odds type of guess. I would say
before you answer that, do you think it's going to be an animal or like an object?
I think
okay, let me throw this out there before we get because I think this is very unfair that I might be holding this information. Though there was supposed to be an arena football team in the DC area, I think, that Snyder was going to own, and he ended up trademarking the name the Warriors. So I think he owns that trademark in terms of football. I don't know if he could just own the name the Warriors, but like, so he might be holding on to that, and he might just be like, make a quick change. It could be the Washington Warriors. So to answer your question, there's a decent chance it might not be an animal, but if it's not the Warriors, what do you guys think it could be or should be?
I think it could be the Washington Antifa. I'm just kidding. We're trying to be politically correct throughout the whole Washington name change.
I didn't call myself.
It's already the Stone Cold hitting me.
You made me grab my beer, dude. I'm not ready for this.
I thought you were gonna take a sip. I was like, what's going on here?
Oh man, freaking there's already a Washington Senators, right? NHL.
Is that true?
I'm not sure.
Fact check them.
Because I don't know why. I feel like the Washington Senators.
Is that the Ottawa Senators?
Ottawa Senators. That's probably what it is. I think Washington Senators.
and just losing his mind right now.
I know. Yeah.
Um,
No respect for us, eh?
well, the Washington Nationals are already taken.
Yeah.
Do you think they
Yes.
switch it up and go and cut out Washington and call themselves DC something?
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna do something government related, like the Nationals or the Senator. No, the Nationals are already taken. Like you said, like the Senators, maybe Washington Senators. I feel like an animal would be a safe choice, so like Falcons and Hawks type of thing. Maybe the Washington Hawks.
Hmm. Or the Eagles? Because that's very American, but it's already taken. Yeah, because if you think about it, like,
So let me ask you this: is the whole Native American aspect itself wrong, or just the name itself?
well, can I throw some other stuff that I read in this
Yeah.
before? So the Braves, the Atlanta Braves, said they're not changing their name because it actually pays respect to uh, that culture, I guess.
Right. And so
And
this is what I was going to throw my idea out is if we're, we want to pay respect to the culture and we want the culture not to, just vanish. Um, what about the Washington tribe?
do you feel like that's too close? Like
Am
you're
I
too
am I
close,
getting
man.
am I too close to the edge there? Am I too close to the line to not to
So
cross?
another team, the Chicago Blackhawks, also said they're not going to change the name because they say they pay respect to a specific Native American leader. His name is Blackhawk.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read the article too thoroughly. And then, but the Cleveland Indians are like on the brink of changing their name as well
Mm-hmm.
because that comes off a little bit more disrespectful. So, that's why I kind of lean like maybe the Washington Warriors. You could still give it that very uh Native American look if you maybe want to go with it, but you're not called the Redskins anymore and you're just called the Warriors now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to steal that answer because I think the writer of the article was just like, hey, by the way, he owns this, but he might not go with this. So
Yeah, so my suggestion was stupid. Huh?
no, I don't. I'm not saying I just don't know if it's too close. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Washington decided just to scrap the whole thing and just go like, hey, we're gonna change our identity like 180.
Yeah.
But you could just see like that they won't do that. Like you said, maybe the tribe warriors or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think they'll probably be a little too cautious to stick with anything in that realm, especially with the freaking the backlash, and like I know that was almost a bad
yeah. Stop drinking.
dude. El segundo, messed me up. I'm not gonna make it to the beer review.
I'm not gonna make it to the beer review now.
Right. Oh, man. But yeah.
All right, I think it's gonna be an animal. I'm gonna say that. I think it's gonna be an animal. I think every team, like when I remember when Charlotte was gonna be a basketball team and they came out with the Bobcats, I was so disappointed because I was like,
Yeah.
that's such a. I think animals are too easy. Like be more creative.
I'm just glad they're not knocking the Chiefs.
Oh well, the thing is, so in that Braves article, they were saying that they might try to eliminate or try to tone down the chopping thing that the fans do. And the first thought that popped in my head was like, that's very Kansas City Chiefs.
Right? Like
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs are getting a knock on their door soon by the PC police. And
well, I will never stop doing the chop because the chop to me, is not
Oh gosh.
a racial thing or a negative thing at all.
so just a very quick thing, why did you become a Chiefs fan?
To be honest with you, that's the way I grew up.
Just watching Priest Holmes or
just Priest Holmes, Trent Green, Dante Hall.
okay.
Yeah, that was my offense right there growing up.
Where
I'm glad we got that out of the way. Like Steven is a Chiefs fan. He's not just like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
I'm just gonna do it because I want it.
I've been a Chiefs
Patrick
fan.
Mahomes has spent a lot of money, so I'm just gonna.
I've been a Chiefs fan since I was born. Crazy story. So my dad was a Raiders fan, who really liked Marcus Allen, and then he went to the Chiefs, and so he kind of jumped the bandwagon and turned to a Chiefs fan.
Nice.
And then that's how I grew up being a Chiefs fan.
Gotcha.
So
awesome.
I've always been a Chiefs fan. So
So
I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I waited my whole damn life to win a Super Bowl. We finally did it. I'm enjoying it. We're gonna run a couple more. I can guarantee that, especially with that half million, 500 million contract.
Yeah, half billion.
Yeah.
$5 billion. So before we
So if you're
get to the
listening,
next,
Patrick Mahomes, send me some tickets.
imagine he's a huge fan.
Yeah.
Um,
Here's your ticket, Steven.
Oh, hey, that's a great impression there.
So before we go into the next topic, quick lightning round answer. What's the name going to be of the team? If you were the owner of the Washington team, what would you name him right now? Or what do you think Snyder would name him?
Well, I said the Washington Tribe, but I mean, I got slapped in the face with that one.
My final answer would probably be the Washington Senators.
Okay. And I'm guessing something like super randomly like American to counteract everything. I'm gonna say the Washington Stars.
Oh, that'd be a good one. That would be a good one.